Welcome back. So again, another product meant to replace a SIG product, but just a quick rant here. Even though I enjoyed my time with the SIG Romeo 7S, you will see that when I put it on full brightness here, this is exactly why I'm replacing it. Is because while the dot is clear, the overspill on the lens is no good. And even on the lower level settings, it's more visible to the eye than the camera may be able to pick up. You may see a little bit of it, but it's even more egregious to the eye. And unlike the chevron reticle that is purposely making a ring, that ring should not be there. And if you don't know what I mean with the chevron, this is the one. So this ring is supposed to be there to guide you to the middle. But in the case of the SIG, it shouldn't be. So, with that being said, unfortunately, this is no longer going to be part of my, not EDC, but at least my home defense options, which will lead us to why you came here. Actually, I could probably open it the regular way, so let's do that. Just excuse me here for a sec. Okay, there we go. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. So this did come from Kygunco. That's fairly local to me. I'm in Louisville, but they have a location in Louisville and Bardstown, so I just had this sent to my house just to be lazy. But if I recall, that might have been my only option to get this. So here's the box. So why did I choose the AEMS over one of the other? Let me double check what other kind of Holosun red dots are out there. At least on the rifle side of things. Like, I think the HS, yeah, is the series. Or the ARO. That's what I was looking at before, the ARO series. So why did I choose this really over the AR series? I just wanted something more compact. And I wanted something in gold. And even though those things could possibly be said of the ARO, but you know what? I just wanted it straight up. I think I'm at at least I'm at the point of my life where I could just make purchases without too much of a care. Not that I'll become some kind of like, I don't know, 2011 guy or like the collector or, you know, some big honcho like that. Shout out to Kygunco. But, you know, I guess we could get into it as far as talking about the window versus my other options when it comes to the AEMS. Let's go ahead and just take a look here. So yeah, I could just sort of get to the point where I could afford things that I couldn't afford before, or at least just treat myself because I don't really have much else going on right now. So here's your manual, and here's the QR code on the back for registering for Holosun, which I'll do that shortly. Here's your cleaning cloth, typical. And let's take a look at the other accessories here. So looks like we have maybe the battery compartment over here that needs to be added. It's a lot different from what I'm used to before. Oh, okay. So let's just get it right out the box here. It's a pretty big window, very squared off, and similar mounting for to the Picatinny rail. All right, here's our key to get to the battery. And here's a wrench over here as well. That's actually quite surprising that they included a wrench. In most cases, I have to use my own wrench, which I don't have here right now. Oh, it's on the other side, but that's okay. So, I'm guessing this is just a spare in case you lose one for the interface here. So that's a little bit surprising. Not used to seeing that as a spare, unless I'll take a quick look in the manual to see if there's a difference, and there may not be. So, okay. Let's just take a look inside here and for the battery. So this shouldn't be too much of an issue, as I'm not mounting it on or assembling it on a weapon per se for now, or at least in camera. But I could go ahead and do a quick cut if I take too long on this. It shouldn't be too long here. I'm just trying not to drop the screws because, as I mentioned before with my other Holosun products, these screws are pretty small, and I would like to see extras included, at least for people out there with carpets and whatnot. Even though I'm not one of them, I prematurely feel your pain. But in this case, it did come with an extra one, so again, a bit of a surprise to see. So just double checking here that this is, yeah, this looks the same to me. So yeah, they did give a spare. So good. The extra money did go somewhere, so can't complain on that. All right. So all right. It does give mention on the positive and negative side. And that was facing down. So just gonna double check our instructions here to make sure we're all lined up properly. Yep, the positive side does face down. All right, so we're good here. Okay. And then after that, we'll go through the functions. So let's go ahead and get this back on. Goes back in with pretty satisfying little click here. You might have not caught it, but if you did, it feels very robust, I will say. All right. Just bear with me just a moment here. Okay, almost there. Just don't mind me. Okay, looks like we're good up there for now. I'm just looking for my cleaning cloth, just in case if I made any smudges over here. But yeah, so far so good. Again, I did get the core model, so I'm missing things like the flip down covers and the uh, solar panels, but I chose it without it. Oh, here it is. Excuse me. Just in case here. So I'm going to go ahead and mount this off screen, and I'll bring it back to you so you can kind of tell why I got it, and we'll see about it. All right, give me one sec. So real quick, something I will say for this mounting process is that even though the tool is a little bit on the smaller side, no offense to anyone in particular that may be watching it, don't take it personal, but this does give good leverage once you actually slide it in all the way on either end, that you can really crank down on it. Do like that a lot, but otherwise, this would be kind of like the normal option. So I'm gonna try to line it up properly so that you can kind of look down from a person's point of view on that. So just give me one sec to change the angle and adjust the camera. So here we go. You're lined up now to see the dot, and this is at its brightest setting. Let's go ahead and turn it down so you can kind of see how far it goes. But it's a brighter shade of yellow than I expected, but I really like it in its viewing window. And the overall compactness of it, and kind of like, it feels very durable, the housing, and definitely some of the best button type of tactileness that probably you're going to get this side of not paying for Aimpoint. So this feels like in refinement. This is why I bought it. It's not just a dot. It's almost the same way that I feel about my Meprolite RDS. Is that yes, it's overkill for what it is for a dot, but the way that it's constructed, it just everything around it has been constructed in such a way that it heightens the experience overall than just having just a clear dot, if that makes sense. So my thermal should be on. So the way that I will contrast this is that while I may not have like a proper heat source right now to point towards, give me one second. I might try to set that up real quick. But the point is that I wanted the gold or the yellow to contrast against what I see for my thermal. And so far, it seems to be doing a good job. The problem with the red dot is that the red dot would also look fine in this application as well, kind of like as an overlay, but it would also come at the idea of when I'm using a red heat signature, it will wash out over it. So let's go ahead and try to test that out and see how the gold looks. So give me one more sec to try to set this up. Okay, sorry for the close up, but here you're going to get somewhat of an impression of what I'm going for here. So despite the reflection that I'm getting, try to see where I'm coming from, where you can kind of see like the red heat signature and the gold overlaying on the red. And the thing is that the thermal is also tracking with green markers as well, which is why basically I'm avoiding using red and green for dots, and why I wanted to go with the gold. So, sorry, it's not the best representation of basically what I'm going for here, but hopefully you were able to pick up on what I kind of mean by the overlay and having the contrast in colors. So, sorry about the poor quality on this, but hopefully you got what I was looking for at the beginning and kind of see where I'm coming from. But regardless, this is a great dot in it by itself, and I would recommend it. All right. If you have any questions, leave them below. Catch you later.